Now that everybody has their Squishmallows,
Wait.
cheers!
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers
Bad decisions.
to Thursday night drinking.
To
Yeah.
supervised podcasting.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Who's supervising?
Okay.
We don't have a manager.
I'd like to think that media.
See, I always view Molly as the responsible adult.
I am the responsible adult.
I need an adult.
You guys were
Yeah.
so off track last week. Okay.
At least we were there.
Look,
Oh,
I had
sorry.
shit going on.
Yeah, you were killed by Squishmallows. The funeral was
Yes.
beautiful.
Was it?
Welcome to It Came From the Internet.
Oh, that's how you're choosing to do it? Okay.
I will throw these.
There's a lot of drinks around, and some of them are cream based.
This is a beverage.
I would like to make an amendment to how I introduce myself. My name is Molly, and I am the hippie goth who has grandma hobbies, such as my knitting that I will be partaking in.
Very nice.
You're a knitter.
Yes, I am.
Hi, I'm Randy. Shit, I did not think of what I should say, which really just goes into my general indecisiveness. So, that's my quality
Cool.
to talk about today.
Hi, public. I'm Don. You remember me from last week as the guy who was drunk on camera. Featuring this week, big changes.
Woo!
Drunk on camera again.
No, you're not drunk yet. You're
Not yet.
You don't know me very well. I have a very poor tolerance. All right, here we go. Introduction. I lost too much weight, and now I don't hold my liquor.
You lost just the right amount.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hi, my name's Rob. I go by Dr. Fizzy Quizler on the internet, despite my lack of doctorate, and there's some movies I want to talk about, because I saw the best movie ever made.
Oh no.
Well, all right.
I'm
Let's
scared.
just jump off with that.
I can't imagine
Yeah.
that
What?
talking into a class is going to be weird for the microphone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, because it's like that's a very loaded thing to say about any movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's
It-
there's layers and layers of people's own preference and
Yeah.
bias and
Well,
things.
we all
so.
know that Rob likes horrible movies.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
I
that's
love
kinda
terrible
why
movies,
This,
and
all
I
started.
okay, let me rephrase. I saw the best performance
Ooh,
Okay.
of
all
my
right.
life.
All right.
Okay.
So I watched the movie Renfield,
Oh.
Ah,
Feature-
Nicolas Cage.
featuring Nicolas Cage and Nicholas Hoult. But
Oh my goodness.
Nick Cage played Dracula.
Oh, shit! Yeah,
yes!
I remember seeing the trailer
Oh,
for
now I
it.
remember.
I-
Okay.
I have never seen a more perfect rendition of a theater Dracula in a theatrical movie.
What?
This man was overacting at every single chance he got. There was
love it.
never a scene where he wasn't like obviously on camera,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and it was incredible.
That's awesome.
That being said, solid movie, I guess.
Yeah.
But his performance made that movie
I
perfect
mean,
for me.
Did you
It's
see
Nicolas
the
Cage.
unbearable weight of massive talent featuring Nicolas Cage?
And Nick Cage? No, not yet. But you
Well,
mentioned it last
last
week,
week.
so that's the one I'm looking for next week.
He certainly set a bar for himself in that movie.
I want to see the new one with him and what's his
Pedro
name?
Pascal.
Yes, Pedro Pascal.
That is the unbearable weight of massive
Oh, it
talent.
is?
Oh,
okay.
shit. Okay.
Featuring Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I'm into it. I love the concept of the movie, and the gifts are like, mwah.
Yeah.
Our friend who tried to kill you in and out of real life.
Yes.
Is a massive Nick Cage fan himself.
I see. He and I had drinks the other night. I should have brought up Nick Cage.
You would have
We
a
had
long
another.
conversation.
We had another Nick with us, but that was a completely different story.
Yeah.
Speaking
Oh,
of
goodness.
Nick Cage, though, it's
Yes.
like we just watched the new Spider-Verse movie.
Yes.
Is he in it?
No,
not
in
really.
this
I think
one.
he has like a single.
I don't think.
I think he's very
like-
briefly in there at the end,
Okay.
like when they all kind of show up to show solidarity with Miles.
Okay.
Either way,
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, that's
okay.
one of his best roles.
Yes.
I drink
Um,
egg creams and I punch Nazis.
But yeah, I mean, going off of Into the Spider-Verse, that was a good movie.
I haven't seen
That
it.
was
yet.
a,
Sell me on it.
no,
What
it
is
was a
Okay.
phenomenal
I mean,
movie.
you've seen the first. Have you seen the first one?
I've seen the first one. I
Okay.
liked the first one. for the animation style alone, I love it.
And let me tell you, they take this and they turn it up to 11.
Okay.
It is, with each different shift, the actual art style changes, becomes really vibrant and bright. Everything has like a million different things in the background that your eyes are drawn to, as well as all the action in front. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Now, is it still Lord and Miller, the guys who did the original Into the Spider-Verse?
I suppose so. I mean,
because they also did the Mitchells versus the Machines, which I loved.
Oh, that was a cute movie.
That was cute.
I also for me, Into the Spider-Verse, a lot for me for a movie is obviously the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And
which the original had an amazing soundtrack.
Oh my gosh. And this one just is amazing. Like, I love it. I love orchestral, soundtracks are great, but sometimes bringing in that, like, new age music, like, just it's such a great...
Yeah, it's so surprising because when you get a movie that's a masterpiece like the original one, and you never ever expect the sequel to be better.
Yeah,
like,
it's like just as good as the first one.
That's high praise.
Yeah, and I stand by it. Go watch it in fucking IMAX.
Yeah. Have you watched it yet?
I have been actually really lapsed on movies the last couple of weeks.
Don't.
I can't imagine why.
What have you been doing your time? Raising your child?
It's wild how much freaking time raising a baby takes.
How old's your baby again?
She is now pretty much officially 6 months.
Okay, that's almost a person. It's like kind of like late larval stage.
She's like sitting up on her own. She's rolling over.
Doesn't count until she's 1.
I don't think they should be named until they're 1.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, that's what they used
that's
to
not
do.
even that crazy. A couple of cultures did that.
Okay.
China still does.
Remember, in like 10 years, she's going to be watching these to learn about her dad.
Probably
not.
This was earlier today.
Oh,
fucking
wow.
adorable. That head of hair and those eyes.
Cute.
She had a head of hair from the day she popped out.
Yeah,
She's got even more now.
Kelly must have had lots of heartburn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I gotta show you this picture that I took the other day. I'm gonna find it. Carry on while I look for it. I found it. On the left is Mia's baby. And on the right is my baby.
Oh, wow.
See, like, the worst part is the
Amazing.
day
That's
she was
crazy.
born. Yeah, the
Yeah.
day she was born, I looked right at that baby. I'm like, yeah, that's his kid.
Now,
Yeah.
make
Because
sure to
they're
send
fucking
that
twins.
picture over to Rob so he can splice it in.
Yeah,
So that the
right.
whole internet can look at your child and be weird about it.
Yes, exactly.
No,
There's actually a setting in the YouTube upload page that says, does this feature imagery of a child? Because, like, a lot of sketchy people were using YouTube for that business, and hopefully they all go away and, I don't know,
Die.
burn.
I will go as far as to upload it to the Google Doc, and where it goes from there is
Okay.
the internet.
Nowhere in our
Anyway,
video.
so back to Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
You seen the first one, Don?
Yes,
Okay.
I was a big fan of the first one. I did
Yeah.
like it. I do plan to see the second one.
Okay.
I've also got to see Flash still.
Oh, you're gonna see that?
Yeah, I want to see it just because you got to. It's flopped so
God.
hard that it's
Our other
like...
friend pitched it so hard, and he was like, because he got to see advanced screening.
Yeah.
Who did?
Nick.
I remember you
Okay.
talking about this. Like
And,
the
yeah.
original. What people were saying was that it was going to be a fantastic movie. Like people were excited
Like,
about
Tom
it.
Cruise and James Gunn came out and, like, this movie will change cinema
Yeah.
forever. And, like, then it came out, and they were... I remember the math for this. They were projecting opening weekend to be $150 million. It only made, like, 45.
So remind me why.
Did you hear about? Well, sorry.
Remind me why. What's his face?
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, is being put on blast.
He kidnapped people in Hawaii.
Okay.
He also committed home burglary, assault. He's been grooming minors, allegedly.
Okay.
Like,
I knew he did some bad shit. I just couldn't quite remember what that bad shit was. Because
That's what they do.
It is
Yeah.
very
That's marketing. They're
varied.
There was literally a pre-marketing. It was like, this movie is so good, you'll forget what he did wrong.
oh my god.
But it's just amazing. Like, there's always some like horrible Schadenfreude of watching like a big name movie fucking crash and burn.
Yeah.
Speaking of, fuck them for even trying to make another Indiana Jones.
Look.
And it's cost them almost $300 million to make, whereas like even scaling it up, like the original Indiana Jones might have been maybe $75 million. Don't quote me on that, but it's like it was made for like $30 million way back when.
I saw something online, and I was tempted to actually make that an article for this week about old people in cinema and how Hollywood keeps coming to this trope where, like, just because you're old doesn't mean that your life has to have failed.
Yeah.
Like Luke Skywalker and Han Solo
and that's one of the critiques.
Indiana Jones. And
I absolutely heard like
because that's Loki's fun.
One of the critiques that I heard about it is they basically made Indiana Jones a bitch, and he's not a bitch. His character's never been a bitch,
There we go.
and yet now he's like a whiny old man who's afraid of stuff, and it's like the fuck.
One of the
Like
best points I saw was like Luke Skywalker, the man who brought Darth Vader back from the brink of being the ultimate badass in the universe, and
he's a
wouldn't fight
mass
him.
murderer.
He wouldn't kill his own father to save him. Is not the guy who thinks for a second about killing his best friend and sister's child.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen. That's not this man.
He'll
So,
face turn on the character.
I keep hearing so many Star Wars fans who are blaming those 3 movies for the death of Star Wars.
I mean, as you look at like the popularity over time, like Mandalorian kind of brought it back a little bit, but now as they continue to explore, like they'll have little spikes of like good, but I mean, getting that original Skywalker kind of like thing back on track.
I don't think they've killed it by any means. I mean,
No.
the stuff that Dave Filoni is bringing out, like The Mandalorian, like the upcoming Ahsoka series, like these Star Wars Vision series, it's enough to keep it going.
You mean the new season of Rebels?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I love it. I was like, I don't know if they like. I was very skeptical about an Ahsoka series, and then literally in the trailer, I'm like, wait a minute, is that? And then there's that one episode of Mandalorian. It's like, is he? And literally,
Yes, and yes.
They're just the whole. They even had Chopper.
Yep.
You gotta admit that they were kind of brilliant. Like when they bought the universe, they decided to use the whole goddamn universe, not just like a little bit of it or just follow the Skywalker. Kind of like, I love that they're spreading out and investing in this massive world universe where there's tons of stuff going on, tons of characters that people are really invested in, and it's like now I'm like, oh shit! Like after having watched stuff like just like I'm always looking for that character to kind of like cross over again now, and I find that to be a pretty cool feeling.
So I haven't been watching it, but I know they're doing the new Sam Jackson in Marvel.
Nick Fury?
Yes,
Nick Fury. They're doing
I
their
gotta watch his Secret War.
I haven't. I think I've seen part of episode
Invasion.
1. Has anyone watched that yet?
Nope. I watched the first episode. I had mixed feelings about it. Like, the tone is totally a big shift from where they were with the whole comedy thing, which people were asking for.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like they really did all the characters as much justice as what they deserved, and I won't spoil anything. I'll just leave it at that. But it's interesting. Like, I'm still like, I want to see where it's going.
Yeah.
It wasn't like enough to turn me off from the series. I'm not as like absolutely like I gotta see what's going on. I'm still gonna watch it all. I thought it was interesting. You know, the Skrulls have sort of been in and out of a couple of projects over the years,
But mostly comedy.
and you know, they're going in a big direction with it. So I'm curious to see how far they take it. And I saw a big parallel online that was like, you know, and this is a non-spoiler one, but Asgardians came to Earth and everyone's like, okay, nobody cares. And then Skrulls come to Earth and it's like, big conflict. So there's kind of
I watch them just go right over the coast.
Please use the fucking coaster.
I didn't see the coaster there. Sorry.
Hey, do you want a prettier coaster?
No.
Because I got.
I'm more trying to like. Why is this coaster not even?
Is it not
It's
you?
probably because you already got all the fluid on the table, you animal. Hold on. Hold this over. Lift this up.
Here, napkin.
Napkin. You know, I actually have if you guys ever come to my house,
That'll be the next episode.
Yeah, right?
You're gonna see my coasters, and I won't spoil them for you. But just remember to ask.
Do you still have the same
Okay.
coasters the last time I was there?
What coaster was it?
I'm not going to spoil it.
I don't know.
Alright.
How long have you had them?
I also don't know. A few years, but not too many.
We have a
Yeah,
friend-
then it's probably the same ones.
Did they send a message?
Yes.
Then yes.
Yes.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Okay, I can't wait to see him then. It's gonna be
we have
awesome.
we have a friend who has coasters that have like misheard lyrics on them. Love it.
I had a fancy dinner
Anyway.
party the other night, and I had a chance to bust them out, and it
Yeah.
felt really cool.
Oh my god.
Nice.
So, speaking about not run down, but long-standing universes
Yes.
and TV shows.
I don't think
Oh my god, your baby just showed up. Anyway, Futurama is coming back.
I'm
Yeah.
into it. Like, no, that's just gonna be awesome. Like,
Yeah.
you
When I
know,
walk around my house without my shirt on, it's basically like that storyboard at the show.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So I am.
Pratfalls of skin loss.
I mean, I'm so happy they got it all wrapped up before the writer's strike. Fucking like,
That's
but
true.
it does make it a little bit like, uh oh, what's gonna happen?
Well, the thing is, animation's under a different guild.
Oh really?
Okay.
Yeah. So I follow several writers on Twitter. Not to change the story.
No, it's okay.
I follow several writers on Twitter, and a lot of them are working in animation right now because animation writing is separate from feature film writing.
Cool. All right.
Now that we've all derailed Molly's topic
Oh
completely,
my god, stop.
bring it back to Molly.
I was just gonna say.
So the Writers Guild strike.
You
with America.
animal!
Shut up! I was just gonna say, so I have become what is called a Futurama sleeper. So,
What?
I.
Oh, hold on a second.
Yes.
As someone who enjoys Futurama and the internet and has not heard of this term, please bring us up to speed.
So, I like to put. Futurama is the show that I now put on when I'm trying to fall asleep and I can't.
I am so disappointed.
Mine is
Why?
Venture Brothers, and you can ask Tati about that.
I was expecting you to be like, I was sleeping on that show, but now I'm fucking woke on it. Like,
No.
No,
No.
it is literally.
I
puts you to
literally,
sleep.
I
Yep.
go to sleep to Futurama.
Boo.
So it's going
Boo
to be
this man.
very interesting after several years of falling asleep to like the same audio to have something new in there.
So
I remember being. So I'm an OG like
Yeah.
Futurama fan.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like,
I
I'm
remember when
excited
they
for it.
debuted, like after Simpsons, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm into this.
I'm very similar with Molly here, where I watch the Venture Brothers a lot to go to sleep because I love it.
Yeah.
Like I can stay awake and watch it all night.
Oh
But
no,
I
I've Pavloved myself. As soon as we turn it on, I'm out in like 10 minutes.
bite my shiny metal.
Yep.
But I am super excited, and I tried bringing this up in the last episode, and it failed
Yeah.
a little bit.
I wasn't my fault. What are you looking at me for?
Oh, you were talking about the movie.
They are making a Venture Brothers movie
Oh my gosh.
to close
Okay.
out the story.
So I have to
Tie all
finish.
those threads
I have
together.
to finish Venture Brothers. You
Yes.
spoiled it for me.
You have to
but it's
actually
okay.
watch Venture Brothers when Venture Brothers is on, though.
Yes. I
Yes.
Put
But
on about 9 o'clock at night.
know.
Revenge of the.
Like, I know enough about I knew enough about the show just because of watching it. Like, in
Also,
bits
I'm a
and pieces.
devotee as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I showed you the pentacle.
Oh, yeah.
That the neighbors got us because they saw us watching Venture.
for those of
Brothers.
you off camera, they have one for the Guild of Calamitous Intent.
Yes.
Oh yes.
There's
And
one
they will be
person off
missing it as soon as
One
they go to
person.
sleep and I break into their house.
What?
As will their
Clicking
cat.
in the background noise.
I mean, if you need to sleep over, our couch does.
Why do you think I brought my designated driver?
Okay. Well,
Randy's couch pulled out. But he...
I mean, those two can actually share the queen size. You can be on the little side
Yeah.
here.
we also.
You
have
kidding
a
me?
air
I'm going to use him
mattress.
as my pillow. Just nuzzle.
Now, we'll be the queens.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, so yes, it's going to be interesting for me. Like, I'm so excited that there's going to be a new season, but that has crossed my mind where I'm like, I'm going to be like asleep, and then Like, because now I wake up, like, when it's the last episode. Because I'm like, oh, it's going to start playing something else. So I have to, like, I've gotten to the point where, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, crap. I have to, like, pick a random episode to start on in season 3 so I don't, like, wake up to Bob's Burgers, even though I love Bob's Burgers as well.
For some reason, it's just it's all about like that part of your brain that can listen to things and not react to them.
Loki, thank you.
Isn't he such a beautiful baby?
I'm pointing him out for the camera.
Oh yes, this is our cat Loki. He lives up to his name.
He is very mischievous.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Mischievous little.
He's looking to see if there's any interesting birds out in the garden or anything. He wants to eat them. He's one of those cats that goes.
I don't know why birds is another root word that has been ruined. There's many words that have been used in like movie context, which are now like ruined for me in like general life context.
I've still never watched The Birds.
That wasn't the movie. I think I brought it up once before, like human.
Human.
Yeah, Star Trek, exactly. Birds is like Iron Man 3. when the guy who was the Mandarin is in the bed and he's like, "What, do you want the birds?" And he's talking about the girls.
Oh my goodness.
So now I think of it as like the old timey birds, like girls.
I'm
like,
actor.
he wants to see what birds are out there, and I'm like thinking,
Oh, God.
Yeah.
he is mischievous.
I mean, there are some cats that walk around the neighborhood. I would not let him outside though, because he's our precious boy, but he's a little stupid, and we are 10 feet away from the road. So
yeah.
Anyway, so
Cats are not to be trusted in the outdoors.
that was fun.
Don't worry,
So
the
yeah,
Power Grids here is
any-
pretty
The
good.
concept
I don't know
of-
what that's about.
Of
Yeah.
falling asleep to television shows
Yes.
is very foreign
To a
me because
particular television show.
Yes.
even any, like, I am like an active watcher. Like, I'll watch something and like pay attention to it. And
Yeah.
so to fall asleep to something, like, I must be really like in bad shape to
Well-
do it. I couldn't imagine doing that as like a normal everyday.
Well, I try not to do it like every night. There was a point in time where I was, but I really try not to. And the point is that, like, I've seen Futurama so many times at this point. Like, if I could just, like, if somebody on the internet could point me to just, like, the audio files of Futurama, so I could just put the audio files on and not even worry about the visuals, I would be okay with that.
Yeah, but then it would be like, the professor walks over and turns on the machine.
Oh, it's been 25 minutes already!
5 minutes worth of video. Everyone
Oh my
gesticulate wildly!
Yeah, this fucks with the algorithm.
So are we gonna watch Oppenheimer or Barbie together? Or are we gonna do the marathon thing?
I figure we all just like come over to my place and watch The Flash because none of us have watched it.
My sister-in-law is big into watching the same shows over and over and over again as well.
Yeah.
She watches like 3 shows. It's like Seinfeld and Friends.
Anyway, so we were on. Okay, so Dawn, you can't fall asleep to a show. So you can just, like.
Now, are you one of those individuals who needs a completely dark and silent room?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do you need, like, complete silence?
No, I'm
Pet the cat.
Hey, buddy. Cats love me. Not as much as dogs,
Let him smell you first.
but all animals are naturally prone to liking me.
Yeah.
I have that. demeanor.
Yeah, I joke that my middle name.
So I've been rewatching clips from
Too
Archer.
far.
I was gonna say, Randy has given me full rights to his body after he dies. So.
Let's do.
Let's change the subject
Hold
real
on.
quick.
She's
Stay
gonna
on
do-
subject. Do you guys have plans for like what you want to be done with your body once you die?
Bury me at sea.
Every single time she
You
asks,
want, like,
I give her a different story.
Under the ocean or like in the ocean? Because one is very mafioso and the other one is very.
Take me out to at least international
Football
waters,
game?
weigh me down, and just right now.
When you're still alive or after you're dead?
After I'm dead, hopefully.
Because we were still very mafioso.
We do live in Jersey.
I want
No.
Molly to bury me under Giant Stadium.
It's literally something different every time I ask him, because I'm actually very serious.
That is wildly impractical, sir.
I'm actually
It's not
very.
my problem, I'll be dead.
I'm actually very serious about my death plan. New York has, hey, Death Positivity, Caitlin Doherty, Ask a Mortician on YouTube. Shout out. Amazing.
We're challenging you to a drinking contest.
No!
You heard it here first.
I will have a drink with you. Let's get martinis.
I'll have the rest.
I feel like she's a martini girl. I would have a martini.
Oh no, she looks like a white wine.
So what is-
spritzer kind of
Yeah.
lady.
What is the plan?
The plan is, at least for now, and hopefully by the time I die, it'll be legalized in New Jersey as well. But in New York, they just recently legalized human composting. Do not laugh.
I need more details.
Oh, I'm laughing because first when you say legalized, my brain goes to like marijuana. Like you want to be turned into fucking weed lady? Like
No!
then human decomposting is so
Okay.
much worse.
Well, I mean, so you know, there's
I need
cremation.
explanation for what this is.
Okay, so human composting, basically what it is you're put
In the
into
fucking
kind
yard?
of like a capsule.
Okay.
And then you're put with compostable materials like wood shavings, dirt to like start the process. I don't remember if they put worms in with you or not. But they dress you with flowers, and you're given X amount of time to like decompose. And then what they actually do is they take whatever dirt is made from you, and they've been putting it into dying forests. So you're actually helping to revitalize dying forests.
Okay. I mean, in principle,
Hippie.
in principle, that is the basic principle of most like scenarios when it comes to the death of a human being. Short of like shooting him into space, Gene Roddenberry style, like
That'd be cool.
When I think they put you in a pod, that was like the second place my mind went to. The first was like Walt Disney.
No.
well, I know he's not dead yet. They're just frozen.
I want them to heave
And a
me
pie.
into a live volcano.
At this point,
That's actually a
I'm
more
gonna
reasonable
stick-
request.
I'm gonna stick with the Viking funeral because I feel like that's actually what he wants. I'm just gonna drive
There-
out to what is it?
There's
Ohio?
there's the Raritan right over there. We'll just send you
No,
out.
There's
Me-
actual places where you can legally.
Actually,
do it.
Molly, instead of a Viking funeral, I want an Anglo-Saxon funeral now. It's kind of the same in that it involves a boat, but you bury the whole boat with me in it. And some treasures.
Oh
and
yeah,
some slave
I have
girls.
heard of that. Well,
Are they
No.
alive?
Yes.
anyway,
Actually,
What-
yeah,
where did
they
they get-
suspect that they went in alive.
hold on. So we have gone over Venture Brothers movie.
Yes.
We have gone over Futurama.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get back on track here.
You don't want to know my death plan?
Yes.
What's
sure.
your death plan?
So, when I was in college, fun fact, I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. One of the courses I took was the psychology of death and dying.
Oh, okay.
And so I learned a great deal about the various death cultures amongst the world.
Yeah.
And
I would love to pick your brain about that sometime.
sure. And
We got a podcast. Let's start.
So, I think that the Egyptians got a pretty good way of going about it.
Yeah.
They were like, let's preserve the body. Maybe there's an afterlife. Maybe he needs all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, that's I want to be as well
Mummified?
preserved as possible.
Okay.
I don't think mummification is like as practical
Do you want
anymore.
to be like,
But like at the very least, like
a
I don't want
wet
to be.
specimen?
I don't want to be an organ donor. Like
Oh, okay.
You want
I
to
don't-
keep your business.
I don't want like my eyes and my blood and my organs going to like other people because like what if they were right and I need them afterwards?
You wake up in the afterlife and you're like, God damn it.
This is what there was an episode of Doctor Who.
Yep.
Where it's like, don't cremate me, don't cremate me.
Yeah.
And then my mom got cremated when she passed, and it freaked me out.
Mm-hmm.
And like, viewers, she did not pass that long ago, and I'm a full-grown adult theoretically. But like, it legitimately like freaked me out because it's like, oh, what if that was real?
Yeah.
I think one of the very first...
We don't know.
I think
don't
one of
know.
the very first times I, told my death plan to Molly, it was basically like, okay, I just want you to, regular kind of funeral thing, but make sure that you get the most watertight casket you can and pack me in salt and sand. I'll
Yeah.
So
dry-
you want to
I
be
wanna-
jerkied? Got
I
it.
want to dry out completely. That's right.
For me, my thought is I love
want
the water
worm to
anyway.
get in
just-
there and find it's too tough.
We'll crack you open in 2 months and have a nice jerky party. It's fine.
Yeah, right?
What was that episode of Futurama where it's like, oh, this is the Emperor, so and so. He's teriyaki style.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like, hey, Professor, great jerky, and he's like, and you expect it's gonna be the, you're like, oh my god, he ate something super valuable. I was going to eat that much.
In some cultures, since you wanted to pick my brain, they actually eat their dead. It's a sign of respect.
Huh.
They leave them in like the house, and like every year you go back and you like eat another little piece of the flesh.
After a while,
Isn't
didn't
that-
it get you sick?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
There's like cannibalism has its toll if you eat too much people.
And it's mostly the brain, which will
Well,
actually give you the
I'm
prion
saying, like,
sicknesses and the kuru.
Wouldn't like rotting meat make you sick? If you're going year after year?
no, there's like I'm pretty sure they.
Oh, are they like
prepare-
preserving it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also gonna say it like this: like the human anatomy. If it weren't for the diseases, we're still pretty much fine eating raw meat. Like you go eat some raw steak.
I mean, I
Like,
eat
not
sushi all the time.
Not tartar or something where they like do a bunch of stuff. Like we can
It's
eat raw
fresh
chicken
enough.
and raw meat, and it doesn't immediately like mess up your stomachs. We're fine with it. We do.
I watch the Liver King on TikTok. He does it all the time.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
it's like raw meat doesn't necessarily fuck us up. The problem is that it takes a lot of energy to break down raw meat. It takes very little energy to break down cooked meat, and that's why it's better.
So what you're saying is if we start eating nothing but raw meat, we'll lose weight in the process.
Probably.
Actually, yeah,
You're just gonna shit your brains out.
and you're going to be
Upfront,
and
yes.
you're going to have to be sedentary for
so
like
your
6 hours a day.
Hmm.
so your
like
tract
Like
adjusts.
lions eat a big old meal. You know what they do? They lay down and they do fuck all for fucking 10 hours straight.
Yep.
Like that's how they do because all their energy is breaking down that nonsense.
But have you seen how jacked lions are and how fast they can run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's both.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Don, what was your contribution
Oh my.
this week?
Oh my.
Oh my.
So, have you guys seen the news? It's a little bit older news now, but I still see the memes coming about.
Look,
The submarine?
if you're coming to this podcast for like breaking news, go somewhere else.
The submarine,
The
indeed.
submarine.
We're
We're all going to hell for all the fucking memes that we've been making about it.
I feel confident in my religious beliefs and what I've said about this submarine. Look, I'm of the mind, if someone does something that requires you to sign a waiver
Yeah.
that says you waive all rights if you die doing something in numerous points on
Yeah.
the waiver,
Yeah.
it mentions death,
Yeah.
and you die doing it,
Yeah.
I have zero sympathy.
The only
You ever been
thing
to an amusement park?
I didn't have to sign a waiver to get into an amusement park.
I just want to say one thing. The only thing that upsets me about the whole situation is the 19-year-old who got forced onto it by his dad. Have you heard about that?
No, I didn't.
One of the people in the submarine was a 19-year-old, and his dad coerced him to go into the submarine, and this 19-year-old did not want to go in.
See, I've heard conflicting stories now.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was the mom who was supposed to be on it, but the kid wanted to go. So
I feel bad for the mom because no
Well,
parent
yeah.
should have to lose a child.
Oh God!
no,
Put the
that-
glasses
that-
back on.
I'm sorry. Those kids, that lady has
Thank you.
so much fucking money now. Fuck her kids. Like,
You gotta choose your words more carefully.
Yeah, please do not fuck the children.
okay, I'm gonna go to Blink 182 concert instead of giving a shit about these
Yeah, there we
people.
go.
Yeah.
Fuck them all.
But-
I'm also have some radical ideas about what we should do with billionaires. So.
I had to edit that out of one of the episodes.
Oh, good.
I'll probably edit this little bit out of this one too.
Oh, goodness.
One of the episodes, he what was it? I'm trying to remember the line verbatim, but it was, "I will gladly celebrate the first manager who shoots."
Oh,
Was
okay.
your words, and I was like, so proud of you.
This is the way. This
Well,
is the
I
way.
Yes.
mean, like,
We gotta keep it
you
on
know,
the DL
Yes.
until, the revolution
This will
begins.
all be edited out. Don't
I
worry.
mean, the submarine story with the billionaires is going along with your orca story, because the orcas are just going after yachts, which is the rich people.
Yeah.
And I have seen the most glorious thing of a Lisa Frank style orca. And it just says in rainbow lettering, "Eat the rich" at the bottom.
Well, the funny thing is that these orcas are brilliant. They're towing the fucking line. Because they will break the person's yacht, not sink it, just break it so they can't...
Only 3 songs so far.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I was going to say, since our last podcast, there has been another string of attacks.
Mm-hmm. But then the orcas basically just hang out until, like, the rescuers arrive and take the people away. Like, they're not trying to murder anybody. They're just like, hey, fuck this boat. I'm gonna fuck this boat up, break the rudder off, and,
One thing that I saw recently, I should have saved the article, was... This is apparently a thing with orcas, is, like, they go through, like, trends. Like, there is a trend with orcas where they would wear dead fish on their heads because it was trendy. So they're, like, they have, like, influencer orcas, like, going around.
Oh, you're
like,
wearing a dead fish? That's so last season,
yeah, right?
darling.
I mean, I just watched, like, a TikTok about how it was, like, there was a yacht, people on a pleasure yacht, and, like, an orca comes up, and they think it's just kind of, like, being playful, and it's like, no, the orca wants help, and brings them, and it's like, they're like, okay, and they call up some people, and they eventually get, like, some orca researchers out there. They follow this orca for, like, a couple of miles to where the mother of this orca is stuck in some string, like in a fishing line. So they dive in, they cut her free, everyone's celebrating. Apparently the orcas are all doing a repeated action that makes it look like they're all thankful.
Yeah.
And it just makes me think, like, orcas are the best animal. They're so smart. I mean, literally, you know how it's like they say, oh, the military's tried to use dolphins as, like, minesweepers and stuff? They tried that on orcas, too. And the orcas, after they got bored or stopped caring about it, like, figured out how to remove each other's trackers, and then they just fucked off. They're like, we're done with this. Let's get the fuck out of here.
We'll let the dolphins do this. Those guys are lunatics.
Which just makes it so much sadder to think of, like, Free Willy, this brilliant creature, like, stuck in basically, like, a room, you know? Like, nothing to do,
It's like a prison cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they're meant to be able to traverse tens of thousands of miles.
They made those, like, documentaries about, like, the Disney whales that went... I think it was called Blackfish.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I didn't. What is it?
I never watched it because I knew it was going to be too heartbreaking for me. But yeah, it's basically revealing that these animals are too smart to be kept in the fucking SeaWorld, and they literally develop actual depression and...
They started to, like, attack people that went into their, like, cells and stuff. That's why they stopped doing, like, SeaWorld shows.
Oh, Jesus.
You're not allowed legally to be in the water with the killer whales anymore because they killed too many people.
I don't mean to
and
laugh
they
at
would, like,
that.
bury it every time.
Yeah.
And it was particularly, like, this one, like, male whale that was, like, super violent. Like, somebody slipped in at night and they, like, took him to the bottom and just kept him there.
Mm-hmm.
And they did it repeatedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're not...
So, with the submarine story, for like a solid week, it dominated my newsfeed, like, every day.
Oh, yeah. It was everywhere.
It
Uh-huh.
was like, first it was like,
And, so many
there is
memes,
this
too.
sub is happening. Then, okay, they're down. And then, they've lost contact. And then the next day, like, now there's a big search party for these people. And then it went on again. And it's like, now they're calling the search party off, and they are all presumed dead. And then it was like, and now they've been found, and there is wreckage. And the article that I posted at that time was about the Mythbusters who did a similar...
explosive decompression.
Yeah. And, like, seeing that train car, like, just buckle in on itself.
Yeah.
It's pretty enlightening.
Yeah.
And then the meme wars began.
Well,
I remember the very first day I kind of declared, like, these guys are fucking dead. I'm sorry, like, we're talking about hundreds of square miles.
The minute I found out they were using a Logitech controller.
Oh my gosh.
What a fun fact. Check out this meme.
Me getting upset throwing the controller at everyone else.
Oh no! Oh no!
Now add that to the doc. I'm gonna snippet that in there.
Oh my god.
So the Destiny Destiny 2 is a game that is well known that I have been wildly addicted to for damn near a decade.
You're part of the problem, but go on.
The current season is called Season of the Deep, and you basically go underwater. So it has just been flooded with the dankest stream of memes for the last 2 weeks. Straight in the community.
That's like when Nintendo had to postpone their Nintendo World event to announce Tears of the Kingdom because the day they did it was the day the Queen died.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I do have to say, one thing that I am taking enjoyment out of this is the people who are recreating the submarine and Legos next to the Lego Titanic. We're all going to hell.
I like there was a story where like the audio was on loop and it was the intro to like the beginning of the Titanic. So they just kept hearing like the intro to the Titanic over and over again.
So sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, before we knew they were all like just instantly kind of like, and it was done. There was like people who were like speculating about what it was like down there, whether they were freezing to death, whether they were like, and it's like, no, you got like 4 billionaires down there. These are some ruthless people. I want them to eventually find the sub with one guy who ate all the rest.
Like within hours. Like he didn't wait. He's just like, look, I gotta eat.
Like there's only enough oxygen for, well, we got 96 hours for 5 people.
It definitely started, like the memes definitely started off like, I'm sure they'll pick themselves up by the bootstraps and find their way out of the ocean.
I get it. It's like, and I just anyone who's like, oh, this is so sad. They're actual people.
Look, they signed up for this.
I was gonna say, like,
I don't
not only that, but like, have you met a person, a billionaire, who is down to earth?
Yeah, when they
is not like psychotic from the greed of wealth.
Yeah,
I
when
don't
they
know
take.
that I've met many billionaires.
Again,
I've met many millionaires.
well, it's like
That's
then they
true.
had people doing the math, and it's like, okay, so the equivalent of me, who has $40,000 versus someone who has $1 billion.
You got $40,000? You loaded like that?
It's not a house. It's
Yeah.
worth something.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, and it's like, and then they do the math, and it's like, so it's the equivalent.
Opportunities.
It's the equivalent of someone who has $40,000 buying 3 Subway sandwiches. You know, it's like that's how much they've spent there, and it's like you could make 10 people's lives so much better.
Yeah.
But charity is not a thing anymore, so fucking whatever.
I don't know why that keeps happening. I apologize.
It's not a usual thing.
Oh.
Meanwhile, somewhere down in the basement is just someone like SOS. I hear people up there.
He's not just some person.
Oh, my apologies.
He's a man with hopes and dreams.
His name is Earl.
This reminds me of a video. I'm going to find it, and you're going to all watch it.
Oh, no.
So,
Many
going
with
back
hopes
to the
and
submarine
dreams.
real quick.
Yeah.
So, one of the funniest things I saw was James Cameron, who is, like, obviously he made the Titanic, shockingly knowledgeable about this subject.
It's just fetish.
Yeah. And he is
Well, he did how many dives when he was making the Titanic?
and he was good friends with the guy who found it, apparently.
Oh, wow.
And him and James Cameron, like the minute this thing went dark, they were like they apparently got on a call with each other. Was like, they're dead, right? Yeah, they're dead.
Oh, my God.
Like this happened. Yeah, this happened. Okay, and like there was an interview I saw where he's going on. He's like, look, this sub was not built for this depth.
Yeah.
You know, and part of it, I don't think it was James Cameron who mentioned it, was the controller. Like, I'm sorry. The fact that the submarine was controlled by the same thing we all use to control, you know, Master Chief or Sam Fisher. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if that's your barrier to entry,
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
and like there's comparisons out there where it's like, oh, this is what it looks like on the inside of this one, and here's what it looks like on a sub where James Cameron goes down, and there's just
buttons
all
and
the
knobs
documentation,
everywhere.
like hundreds of different meters and buttons and everything because it's safety. It's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
reason. having everything controlled by a remote, by even a small remote, is just, it's not enough.
Like, I'm sorry, there's only so many button combinations. As
Yeah.
anyone who's tried playing an RTS on a controller, anyone who's tried playing an MMORPG on a controller.
I've seen people play beat Elden Ring on a DDR.
Oh my god.
I've seen people beat Elden Ring with a single toe on a Guitar Hero guitar.
It is
All right?
ridiculous.
No, that is not a good comparison because those are psychotic lunatics, and these are
And
psychotic
they die
lunatics.
tens of thousands of times.
Yes,
Oh my
exactly. Whereas this was like, I don't know the details of this company, but one, I can assure you, despite the fact all lives were signed over through these legal documents, they're going to be sued to hell.
Yeah.
Like, these people will need to work at McDonald's in order to hopefully afford the cardboard box they live out of.
I mean, when the richest guy in Pakistan dies on your watch, yeah, you better believe that your company is going to be sued into the ground.
You hope that that company has the
Also.
legal barriership to keep the owners from...
Yeah.
Also, I think of going back to just like inequality, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's one thing when you talk about a American billionaire, right?
Mm.
They're all kind of pieces of shit. They got they're naturally all pieces of shit because they could be using that money to actually help people, and instead they just hoard it. But then you think of the richest guy who's a billionaire from Pakistan.
Mm.
And it's like, that's a country that definitely needs to not have all of its money siphoned off into one jerk-off's account.
Yeah. Now, alright,
Right.
here's my question.
Yes.
Y'all win the lottery.
Yes.
What do you do?
I
Invest.
talked to Molly about this. First thing I'm going to do is basically invite my entire clan, like the whole fucking family over.
Mm.
Like, we're talking, like, I'm not talking like a $6 million lottery. I'm talking like, if you win the big one, if you win like $365 million.
Okay.
Right? And then, yeah, it's basically I'm going to invite over my entire family, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to figure out the best tax-free way to give you all like 10 grand and put all of your kids through college. And basically, I just want to, like, this entire family
So you'd
and
spread
all
the
of her
wealth.
family.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I going to do
Or
with
like
that? Frankly,
donate to charity. Like that's what I always thought is like, yeah,
I'll-
sure,
I'll
I'll
walk
take care
up-
of myself, but
I walk up and down the street and just, like, here's $10,000 check because... Fuck,
Oh no,
Why not?
cash. Because here's the thing. Fun bit of money laundering for you kids at home.
oh my god.
I used to work at a bank, and there's a certain limit that you need to identify to the government as to where you got the money.
Mm-hmm.
The limit, it used to be, I don't know if it still is I believe it's $10,000.
I was
Okay.
going to say $9,999.
Yeah, so you give them $9,900 and just say, don't deposit this all in one go.
Yeah.
Cash. Because if you give it by check, then they can trace back that you're doing that to avoid the federal government,
Mm-hmm.
and then they will tax you.
Yeah.
So you do it in cash
Yeah.
or Monero or cryptocurrencies.
Well, I can tell you that you're going to get taxed on gas anyway because
Oh, yeah. It's a lot.
you're going to get like, by the time it's all said and done, you're going to get like 30% of your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me? Buying a boat and getting the fuck out of here.
Well,
All my
we've
money-
been talking about that for.
All my money like goes
What, like,
either
Boy,
to
have
two
I got
months
the
now?
submarine for you.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Go find those orcas. Be like, my friends.
Oh
No.
If I won, I would do what most billionaires in America do and buy property and then rent it out.
Oh, God, yeah.
god.
Mm.
Yeah, that's not a
Yeah,
bad idea.
well, right now it's not a great idea because,
Yeah.
like, the Airbnb market is fucking tanking.
I have.
Nope. You do it to renter, not just.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I've known a couple. I've actually known one of my best friends from high school is right now not married to, but long-term relationship to a slumlord.
Oh.
You know, owns, like, a couple of those big high-rises in Newark.
Ooh, Lord.
Yeah. So when I
Is
say...
this who I think it is?
Yeah, so when I say slumlord, she lives on his big ranch and farms and, you know, basically takes care of all of his horses while also, you know.
That's what I would do.
Mm.
I would invest there. I would buy myself a new motorcycle, a new car, a new house for myself, and I would get some investment properties. And that'd probably be most of the money.
I would
And I would never work again.
I'd love the idea of, like, going out to somewhere where there's a lot of space, like Montana, finding a bit of actual arable land, and just inviting people to kind of stay, farm, hang out, and
Start a hippie commune?
kind of a hippie commune. Like, that's the idea. Is like, I love the idea of, like, the ancient Roman Cincinnatus kind of thing, where it's like, all the money, wealth, and power in the world, and basically what you do is you manage a couple of people who manage some farms so that everyone eats well, and otherwise you just kind of waste your days away with philosophy and poetry and consuming media and just chilling.
I wish we could go back to like where everybody just had like their own piece of land. You farmed a little bit, you homesteaded a little bit, and you just lived your life, man.
That's the South. I disagree wholly.
Oh yeah.
Too much fentanyl.
Well,
that's
without modern day drugs,
So,
except for
You
weed.
can't have one with
I just got back from the Deep South. So I
Yeah.
went down to West Virginia to see family.
Yeah.
Which,
What a terrible.
Always a mistake.
tie-in.
That's
It's
Yeah,
for
right.
lovers.
Oh
So-
my God.
I went to West Virginia to see family. And I even met family I have never met before. Because,
Okay.
um,
What is Randy doing?
I don't
Doesn't
know.
matter. Continue.
So my niece and nephew both got married.
Still listening.
I have made an update to the
He's doing anyway.
the
So family.
he's acting out
Virginia,
his cat fetishes.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got the Zoomers.
He has the DDD.
He's going to play
The
Tears of the
ADDs.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
Where's the
No,
switch?
the switch is over there.
I've given these assholes an hour of my time. Get the fuck out of my house.
Actually, he started playing Darkest Dungeons again yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Oh my goodness.
But I went down to West Virginia, met some new family, but the amount of junkies I saw in the street, like I saw junkies who were missing limbs. Like there was this one woman, and my sister was in the car, and my sister, she's my sister, I love her, she's had her struggles.
Yeah, yeah.
But like I was driving with her, and she just got through a very abusive breakup,
Yeah.
and she
Oh,
looks
wow.
a lot better.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. The one that she has kids with?
No.
Am I thinking of somebody different?
You're thinking of something different.
Okay.
But like we were driving and I was seeing these people and my sister's like, yeah, this is every day. Like there's people she was like, there's people living on the streets. And then like my one niece who just had twins is like, I'm trying to move up north because there was 4 shootings on my street. And people are dying from fentanyl.
That's
And like I'm like as someone who's like been playing Cyberpunk for the last like year at this point,
yeah.
like West Virginia looks like the darkest slums of Cyberpunk 2077.
Man, I just can't.
Anyway, let's
Did
take.
you, they were called snake bites back in the 90s, and all the
Well,
kids
he-
had them.
Mm,
Well, I was gonna say I wanted snake bites at one point. I didn't want them like curled up. Though. I
yes,
just
but
wanted
you're
them,
also
like,
not a 45-year-old overweight bald man.
Not yet, but she's working on it.
Molly, don't listen to that. You don't want that.
Alrighty, you're back.
Welcome back.
Perfect timing.
Well, hopefully after I get Earl out of me and
Well, there's certain things that will
So,
be missing.
I
I mean,
have
just take the rest of it and
As far as,
start
like-
your journey to becoming Melvin.
body modifications go. Like, obviously, I had like major surgery, I have tattoos.
yeah.
I don't have any piercings, except for the tree.
What?
All right, I'll take this.
Do you have a
Trip down memory
a
lane.
Prince whatever?
I have like a very
Oh.
large scar right about there for the internet. We're not actively recording. I was a child and I was climbing a tree, and you know how trees have like branches?
Mm.
Well, the branch was about like my hand is here, and it snapped, and I fell out of the tree, and I got my leg caught. On
Oh,
the
so you
branch.
meant like a legitimate tree, not like your tree.
No.
So not like
Oh,
a Prince Albert in
I was
Cairns.
gonna. That's what I was thinking of. Like Prince Albert. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
I mean, we've all seen those pornos, man. So I mean, that's
yeah.
where my brain went.
I
Fair
have.
play. No, it was a genuine tree.
I'll send you links.
Okay, cool.
But I have no piercings. But like this conversation came up recently of like my daughter, and I was like, "Do you want to pierce yours? Do you want to wait?" Like,
Mhm.
I'm thinking like, well, maybe I'll wait till she can ask for it, and then I'll get my ears pierced in solidarity because I've always wanted to get my ears pierced.
So I've had my ears pierced. When I turned 18, my mom was like, "You can get a tattoo, or you can get your ears pierced." And so I was like, "I'll get my ears pierced because I don't."
Did she make you put like a cross in it?
No, this is after we left the cult. But she was like, and she sat down with friends who were like, because she knew one side meant you were gay, one side meant you were straight. Back in the 90s.
No, I remember that.
No, she said I could get both if I wanted, but I was like, I'll just get the one.
If it's the left ear, then you're you're gay or something.
And she did the right thing. She asked my friends, and she asked the friends she trusted. Because I had friends she didn't.
The ones that were a little.
The ones who were.
She didn't have those.
Is he?
You
know.
Did you
see that on my shirt?
No, I didn't. But my mom.
Oh, how fucking topical! I love it.
But my mom took me to get my ear pierced, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even feel it.
Well, you shouldn't. It's cartilage.
Yeah. Like, I was expecting it to be, like, super painful, and I was, like, wincing, like, ready for pain. Suddenly she's like, all right, we're done.
I gotta pee.
And I need another drink. All right, break!
Okay. Like, yeah, your family. Here you go. He's not even family.
2 minute and 30
It's
second
Will or
detour
John.
And come and watch this video on Rob's laptop so you don't see it at the same time.
Yeah.
Because this is highly topical. And we're wildly
Why isn't it working?
God fail this city.
Clown room.
What am
There
I
we
watching?
go.
Also, nobody has a version of clowns, do they?
Me. Wholeheartedly. And I'm not even kidding.
Well, suck it up, Buttercup.
Why are we watching Clowns? What?
This is what's happening in this house. In my
Alrighty, so that's pretty much it
In
for
my
the fryers. You get all that?
Uh-huh.
This here's the ice
That's
cream
why the lights
machine.
are
You
flashing.
can just say that don't work
Oh,
if
okay.
the customer's got a face you don't like or something.
Oh, cool.
And here's probably what you're going to spend most of your time doing. This here's where we keep the clown.
All avert your eyes.
Huh?
So how it works is you press this.
This is giving me like Five Nights at Freddy's.
I love the animation already.
Oh no!
That's why the lights are flashing.
And that does what?
Oh, that hurts the clown.
What?
Let's see it again.
What is it? No! Oh my god! Are you getting enjoyment out of this one?
Yes.
How often do I press that?
Whenever you feel like it on a slow day, about every 15 minutes. Unless someone orders it off the menu.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
Can I get a small Sprite and hurt the clown, please?
Sure.
Small Sprite and a number 3. Huh? Oh.
Yeah, boy, you got it. Any more questions?
Does he like that or something?
No, you don't like it. Alrighty then, make sure you hurt the clown when you lock up. Take the button down.
Oh no. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
What?
I imagine is going
Why is
into the basement.
hold on.
Wait, hold on.
Did anyone else see it?
No.
The giant dick.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
So,
can
have
I
you guys
just
tried
say-
the Grimace Shake?
No.
Wait, hold on. Can I?
Please,
That is
do.
reminding me.
Please do.
Just as you said, like the lights flickering at my house. That's
Mhm.
what it reminds you of.
I really thought the clown was going to be like, let me die.
Yeah. But so
Clowns
there
don't
was
deserve mercy.
a couple of times
Nope.
I was at KFC with my father, and the lights flickered at KFC, and my dad was like, "That's what they're doing to the chickens."
Oh my lord.
And that's what I was thinking the entire time I was watching
So
that
this
video.
is why you're a vegetarian.
I was just immediately that was the time. I was
Yeah.
like, this is the childhood trauma that triggered me.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't...
Can I tell you guys about a time where I should have become a vegetarian?
Sure.
No.
Yes.
We insist now.
She knows this story.
Oh no, do I?
So, when I was young, I lived on a farm. We raised mostly dairy goats, Nigerian dwarfs. They were great, and we also had a bunch of chickens and everything for eggs and stuff like that. Huh? Yeah. And I love the Nigerian dwarfs. They're such sweet little animals.
And look, and they're princes, and they will give you money if you just send them a little,
Oh my
just to get their money out of escrow.
And so, amazing. And so, one year my parents make the decision, and all of a sudden we've got 4 sheep, you know, and they're like little sheep, but the sheep are not friendly in the way that the goats are. We love the goats, and the goats love us, but the sheep don't really care for us at all. But they're around, and you know, we of course give them
so many times.
We of course give them names and everything, and one of them is named Pinky and everything. But it's a working farm and everything, so we feed them, and like I said, not friendly. You can't get too attached to them and everything. But yeah, I just remember like one day, you know, the sheep are going away, and I was like, oh, that's a little sad, but you know, we're not friends with the sheep or anything. It's like, and then like 3 or 4 nights later, my mom springs is like, Are you enjoying the food, the lamb chops? And I'm like, yeah, it's really good lamb chops. You know, it's like, I love lamb chops. It was awesome. It's like, you're eating Pinky. What? Yeah, we gave the sheep over for slaughter, and now we're eating them, and it's like, what? Oh my god.
You mean my food was once named?
I've heard.
Now, was that
I've
when your
heard
mom
many-
was a vegetarian?
No, she was.
I've heard many similar stories to this, like from
That's
especially in
farm
like
kids.
Brazil,
Yeah.
where like my friends will travel there and they'll like meet like the animals like the first day, and then the next day they'll be eating them and they'll just be traumatized.
Mm-hmm.
But I thoroughly enjoy that part of it. Like I don't take joy in like the murder of the animals, but I feel like if an animal's gonna die, like let me eat the whole thing. Like I try and like have like a moral standpoint of that. So like I'll like instead of buying like a bag of chicken wings, I'll buy like the whole chicken. So I know that's like it's one chicken. That's my chicken. I'm gonna eat the whole chicken. That's for me. I'll buy the whole fish if I
I
can.
understand that. Like, I know, well, you know, people, that's one thing, I will always remember, there was this, like, Eastern European woman, I forget exactly where she was, but she was in one of my classes, and she had this thick accent, and I don't remember why, like, we got on the topic, and she was like, you Americans, you waste everything! We eat everything. We eat the hearts. We eat the liver. We eat the intestines. You waste so much.
It's
I,
fucking true.
I will eat the heart out of it. Absolutely. Like I like chicken hearts. I will say I don't like intestines. Like I've had tripe. It's one of the worst things I've ever had. Like,
Ew.
I gotta draw a line there.
It's the texture
Chicken
thing.
feet, you know, beef.
But that's not eating sausage like with
like-
actual casing, and it's
Like I lived in PA and I ate scrapple. Everything ends up in scrapple.
Yeah.
Like everything, including the farmer sometimes.
I always
I-
crack the joke that like the hot dog is like, oh yeah, it's pig assholes and raccoon.
Yeah.
Well,
Lips
you
and
know,
asses. Lips and
and
asses.
people think vegetarian hot dogs are gross.
They are, but it's the texture. See, my issue with
okay.
vegetarian, like meat substitutes,
Yes.
is usually because whatever they do to get the flavor to taste like it
Yeah.
makes it either slimy or like that, like super crispy on the outside, tastes raw on the inside, sort of deal. That's
Okay.
always my issue with it. The best. This is gonna sound terrible. The best vegetarian burgers I eat, and
Yeah.
regularly,
Yeah.
like I choose this over the meat ones when I go to this restaurant, is White Castle. I get the veggie burgers, not their Impossible Burgers. I get the veggie burgers because they're delicious.
Yeah.
Because they're not trying to be burgers.
Yeah.
They just take some meat stuff, make a patty out of it, grill it, and say, go with God. And you can order them to be the exact same composition as the sliders, and when you eat them, you don't get the runs.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're missing out on the best part.
Oh my god.
The
That's
run.
why you go to White Castle, so you get
Cleans the
runs.
pipes.
You can't visit your White Castle at home after your White Castle out there. Then. I used to have a fun fact in high school, in college, or more so in my less conservative days. Not that I'm conservative now, but I was wild back then. I had a White Castle Tuesday holiday where we would get like a group of effectively, people of that culture together and partake of the holiday.
I mean, you and I literally were part of a party where we made cheeseburger lasagna.
This was well after those days, but still. Yeah,
we did the what was it? Epic Mealtime?
Epic Mealtime, yeah.
We did
We
this.
recreated those
Oh
menus.
my god.
And
And I got fat,
it tasted
so you just shocked
the clown.
No.
Good luck not thinking about that every time it happens.
You're welcome.
It's so weird.
If
because
someone gave me the choice at a fast food place, I would electrocute that clown.
Hurt the clown, please. Thank you. And a Sprite. But no, I like that. That was a good lasagna too. But it was McDonald's Whoppers, was it Big Macs or Quarter Pounders?
Yes.
Yes.
There was Big Macs, a layer.
And there was
like, in between that though, there'd be a layer of bacon, and a layer of like sauce.
the bacon weave.
And then like another layer of burgers, and then a layer of bacon, and then cheese.
Just all
Like,
trays of bacon.
I'm trying to think of
It's
so
basically
what town were you fucking living in where everything was like at your disposal?
Central Jersey.
Oh fuck yeah! All right.
Like,
I went to
li-
Restaurant Depot to buy it. Like I had it's literally like a restaurant-sized tin to make
Yeah.
this thing.
like this is the problem. You live out in an area where there's like
We're in
one.
the sticks.
This
We
is
are
like-
basically Pennsylvania now.
A
Yeah.
dozen
Yeah.
burgers on a layer. And
No, I feel like we're lucky to have within 10 minutes of here a McDonald's and a Burger King.
Where I
and
grew
now
up,
it's Taco Bell.
I was in walking distance of every major fast food chain in the area.
No wonder.
Nice.
Yeah.
Explains so much.
I know. And on top of that, Chinese food, pizzerias,
Of course,
like Korean barbecues, like everything.
Oh, part of
I could walk down the street to an H Mart.
Disgusting.
But look at all the people.
Is it the?
Oh, look at Baby Rob.
I know, wasn't that pretty?
Look at
That
Baby
beard.
Dawn.
I gotta see it again.
Yeah, Baby Don is the same as normal
I gotta
Don.
see it again.
See, that man came out of the womb looking like this.
I had a beard in high school, so
Oh my goodness.
Oh, kitten's
Loki,
whining.
What's wrong? What's up,
Oh
baby
my
boy?
god.
Yeah. Incidentally, Ian's in that picture somewhere.
Oh,
I
really?
see. Oh my god, that is him.
yeah.
100 pounds lighter and looking like the Joker. Love you, Ian.
Yeah.
He was
around.
he was very live back then. He was like a true elf.
He was.
Oh, that's cute.
And he used, like, he deadass
That's
used to have, like, that
Yeah.
purple Joker
That's
coat
wrong.
he wore everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Back when Ian had.
He had longer hair than I did.
Yeah.
Well, no, he did.
Have you seen him lately?
Not then. I mean, if you'd host your D&D game, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we playing again?
Yeah, when are we playing again?
When are
you
we playing
bastard?
again?
I think it's most.
I hounded him like a week ago, and he
Well,
like dicked around the topic.
July, we said, was out.
July's a bust.
Look,
and then also,
it's in my phone, and my phone's over
Fuck
there.
it, I'll
Also,
I'll
made
cancel
no
shit right now.
fucking future
I'll
date
cancel
that.
my surgery. No, I'm not going to
Do
cancel
it.
my surgery.
I dare you.
I don't even have a date for my surgery yet.
Molly, we can play at that table with you in this bed right here. It'll be fine.
I mean, maybe.
I'm down.
Loki, what's wrong?
This was such
Have
a-
Randy carry you down, like, what was the name of that
no.
movie with
I can
Celine
do it.
Dion?
I can do it. Watch.
No.
So back to the docket.
Or not.
Shush. Back to the docket.
I don't even know where the fuck I thought we got through everything.
Oh.
No, we didn't.
Back when I had hair.
Oh my god. Same sunglasses though. Jesus.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I've never owned a pair of sunglasses
I don't know,
for
what
more than
else did
about a
we have to
year
go
and a
through?
half, so...
So Mac is trying to get into gaming.
They've done this before.
No, they're doing this great. They're doing this great. All right. So, game developers, right?
Right.
I know a game developer.
I know several.
Did you try to
and-
make a game once?
Yes. So game developers, notorious for three things:
Half hour.
free time, being underworked, and wanting to just try new things for the fun of it. In fact, none of those are true. However, Apple decided they were going to borrow an open source project and then tweak it a little bit, add a whole lot of licensing to make sure everyone can go fuck themselves, and said, here is a toolkit for you to port your game over to prove that it will work on Apple, but you're not allowed to ship it with this tool. You have to rework your game to work around this tool, or we're going to sue you.
I mean, there's plenty of good indie pixel games and stuff that makes a lot of sense for.
But
I'm playing Noida,
at
or
that
Darkest
point,
Dungeon on Mac.
but see, Darkest Dungeon's been on Mac. I'm a Mac user. I have that. I have Celeste. I have Invisible Ink. I have Bastion. I have a ton of great indie games that all work on there
Yeah.
because indie game developers want to hit as wide a target as possible.
Yeah. Hollow
But-
Knight just keep... Or, well,
Shovel Knight, Hollow Knight,
yeah, they just keep releasing on more stuff. Like,
Dead Cells. But the problem is, these AAA game studios... Hello there, cat. Oh, my apologies.
Zoom, zoom.
The AAA game studios are already hard up for cash.
yeah, because they keep on overstretching and... Like, they think that better graphics and wider scope is going to equal more fun, and then they just keep being disappointed.
No, they think that microtransactions will equal more fun. Sorry, Don, I know you love Destiny. But
How much have you sunk into Destiny, you think? Money-wise.
I've bought in generally like the $100 collector's editions for each edition that's come out.
Yeah,
over
but that's
the
not that's a game plus some shit.
yeah.
That's not you spending $10
Like-
every time a new expansion comes out with some skins.
do you purchase like battle passes or anything?
So like you'll get like 3 or 4 seasons with that content. I generally don't purchase the extra seasons after that until they put out another one, and then I buy that.
He plays
And
a
then-
lot, but it's not a whale.
There is like some in-game purchase that you can do with. They have like this silver system. I wouldn't say that I've spent no money on silver, but I wouldn't say that I've spent more than $100 in 10 years on silver.
Okay. So that's a responsible amount.
I think in my entire gaming career, I basically don't sink money into a game that I already own. Like an expansion, a DLC, sure, whatever. But it's like, probably the worst one is I know I've spent at least $100 on League of Legends skin over the course of the fucking decade that I played it. But it's League of Legends. There are people out there who spend tens of thousands of dollars on fucking League of Legends skins because they're fucking retarded. Pardon
So-
my French.
Here's my theory
Stamp out
on
the R word.
Stamp out the R word.
microtransactions in games. Like I could drop money in a game that I'm playing and not feel bad about it, because on the same token, like I'll drop $60 on another game and it might suck. And I'm just like why did I do this?
Yeah,
So-
but you can return that game in most instances.
Maybe
I never
you could
do.
trade it in,
Even
but I
when
never
I'm
do.
disappointed, I'm like, maybe a couple of months from now I'll pick it back up, and all of a sudden, like I had this game Noida, it's an indie game. I paid $20 for it tops, maybe, and I swear to God that shit was in my like list for months before I played it once, 15 minutes, played it, tried it again for another 10 minutes. Never really, and then like a year later, I decided to actually sink a little bit more time, and all of a sudden, I'm in.
Yeah.
And then
Like a game like that, if it spent $20 on it, and I ended up spending $40 in like microtransactions, like I'm up to $60. Like I don't feel like I did anything bad. Like I got my money's worth out of what I wanted out of it. Because if it was a full release game and I was playing as much as I would have played a full release game, I would have spent that much money anyway.
Mm.
So I don't mind supporting it to an extent. Now I've never been like a whale to drop like $1,000 in a game like some people will.
Mm.
I think that's outrageous.
We need to bring someone in to, because it's like, sorry, I keep interrupting.
Go for it.
Bad.
That's all I had.
Well, it's
No,
like
whale.
we do need to bring someone in and justify to me why it's like it was worthwhile to spend money on loot boxes in Overwatch, because it's like I did that once.
What I will say to this, as someone who played Overwatch, I haven't played Overwatch 2, but I played it a little bit of Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
I am not a supporter of exclusively relying on like those microtransaction-y systems for it. But they can be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But that's part of the insidious nature of it. Because it hits the same dopamine as a slot machine.
Yeah. And I think Overwatch was actually one of the good ones, because it's like, through the Overwatch 1 at least, through the course of playing the game, you got
Don't do that.
so many...
Don't bite my
is
foot.
he fighting you?
He's biting my foot.
Aw.
Pushes
Through,
it.
like, through the regular gameplay loop, you would get every once in a while, oh, here's a loot box. Oh, here's another loot box.
Aye.
Oh, here's another loot box. But it's like the longer you play the game, that kind of dries up. All of a sudden, you're getting less and less loot boxes because you're not hitting the little achievements and
Yeah.
stuff. And I remember once I was like, okay, now I want that hit. I want that kick. So I spent $20 and I got 10 loot boxes or whatever the fuck it was. And I opened them all up, and it was like, okay, cool, I got some sweet legendaries and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no, this is not, cool, I got some legendaries for classes I don't really play that much. And I'm like, oh, shit, so do I have to sink more money into
So this is why I like
to
the
get
way-
to my particular class's cool legendary?
So I liked the way Hearthstone, or I think other card games might do this. But if you get dupes or you get stuff you don't want, you can break it down for a currency
Mm-hmm.
that you could buy the stuff you want.
Yes. That one card game that I play, which is honestly, it's probably one of the games I've sunk the most time into. It's the League of Legends card game
Okay.
called Legends of Runeterra. It's great. I honestly, I've played Magic the Gathering, I've played Hearthstone. This, I think, is a better game than either of those.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually,
he's
hooked on
been
a card game
playing
right
it.
now. Marvel Snap.
Oh, I've heard great
We're
things
in the
about
middle
that.
of something,
Yeah.
Don.
I was just gonna say, Randy's been playing that game
But-
for a very long
Yeah,
time. And
when-
he usually goes in and out of playing games.
Sorry, like she was saying, a lot of times I'll play a game for a while, it will consume me for a while, and then just gone. I won't play it ever again.
Yeah.
It's actually a little frustrating, because I recognize it in myself. Every once in a while I'll be like, oh shit, I never actually beat, Elden Ring or something like that, and you go back to it, and your skills have deteriorated, and it's like, oh shit, I'm never gonna beat it, because...
Back at it.
But this game, one of the reasons I like
Sorry.
it is
It's
you
inevitable.
can absolutely invest money and buy all the cards.
Yeah.
But through the regular gameplay loop, if you continually play, you will earn all the cards naturally and earn those through dupes and stuff. Get the gems that you can then buy the cards you want. So it's you don't really need to sink money into, but if you're trying to craft the perfect deck, then yeah, it might take a little bit of an investment. But it rewards you for playing, not just for spending.
Yeah.
Which I like.
I like petting your little guy.
Keep it PG.
Oh my god, not like that!
Well,
You get a little,
No,
it's funny
We are
because
far beyond that today.
again, it's the same thing as League of Legends, and that it's they know that people love their cosmetics. So
Yeah.
when I'm playing my game, I haven't sunk any money into it, but it's I could buy the fancy boards and the fancy little pets that sit on the side of the board, and Molly reaches over and she taps them, and he looks up and he goes, ah, and tongue comes out, and it's very cute.
It sounds like a Poogie.
Yeah, it's a lot like a Poogie. It's just called a Poro.
Oh.
But yeah, basically the idea is and now there's dozens of them, of
Yeah.
different ones and different stripes. This one's a cat, this one's a little frog, this one's a little lizard, this one's there's tons of different ones that it's like you can get them. And cool, good for you, but it's like for me, it's not like
There's no like additional power ups.
Yeah, the aesthetic of having it. I've never been one for aesthetic gaming. Like I will play with the basic ass skin and be perfectly happy having the time of my life. Even as people run by with all their like $50 worth of like fancy armor.
So
I'm a wildly fashion hunter in games, but I'm not like a spend for fashion hunter.
Again, yeah, you come from like Monster Hunter, where it's like all you have to do is put in the work, and you can look fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So I mean, when I played it, because I played World of Warcraft for way too long, I played Final Fantasy 14 for way too long. I got to a point where my go-to when it came to, all those MMOs, they have the system for, like, change your ratty gear to look like a gear set you want.
Yeah.
Transmog is what it's called in, at least Final Fantasy 14. I don't remember what it's called.
It's like layered armor.
Yeah.
Layered transmog. Diablo did transmog.
But, like, I was usually, like, I always loved taking, like, the lowest level set. Only because people would come up and be like, oh, he's a piece of shit. And then you just do great. But then again, I also only played healers in those games. So it would kind of like a catch-all. But I'm the worst sort of player for like these microtransaction-y games. The only microtransactions I will ever pay for are story-based ones. So, like, the actual DLC.
Yeah.
Like, the next one I know I'm going to buy is Phantom Liberty for Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
I've already sunk 60 hours into the game. I'm not even beaten it yet. And I will gladly pay money for this DLC because it's got Idris fucking Elba in it.
Yeah. And it's like, it's another little story mission. It's a little bit more
Yeah,
gameplay
exactly.
loop. Like, for me, it's like you take a game that I'm enjoying, and it's like you add 1 or 2 new weapons and 1 more arc. And yeah, I'm into it. I'm fully into it. There's definitely games where I've played for like 3 or 4 separate DLCs. I'm actually a little upset with how much money I've spent in Warhammer 3 Total War. Because it's like every time they pop out a new race, and it's like,
Games Workshop needs your money.
yeah, it's like, fuck, I do want to play as the Lizard Men.
Yeah.
I do want to play
Exactly.
as.
How
they-
much are you spending on this? I didn't even know you.
Oh, I wait till a Steam sale comes along, and then I spend like a lot less.
$600.
So,
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and say between the game and all the DLCs, I'd probably put.
as someone who
I-
loves Warhammer as, like, the board game,
Yeah.
as the actual board game, I'm with you.
I'd probably put in at least $125. $60 for the game,
Insult
and then
me, sir.
yeah, you're
There's
right.
a lot of the times where it's like, I don't know if I should buy this video game. I guess I can't say much because I'm like, just buy it. You don't usually buy anything for yourself, so.
But yeah, it's like the latest one is like the Chaos Dwarves, and I'm not even playing the fucking game anymore. It's been like months since I booted it up, but there's still a part of me that's like, Chaos Dwarves.
Mm.
I don't think I've ever really like paid for anything for a video game. Like, I mean, I've played for like DLCs, but mostly when I get DLCs, I'm buying it as like the base package when you're pre-ordering
Legendary
the game.
Edition.
Yeah.
Or whatever,
Yeah, so it's like, I did that for Bioshock Infinite
Mm.
when I got that, because that's like apparently the only serious video game I've gotten into. I still have not tried Mass Effect yet.
Oh man, do we want to have Molly boot up right now either Mass Effect or
No, because
what's
I'm
it called?
kicking
Atomic
everybody
Atomic
out.
Heart, and we will ridicule her gameplay.
No, but what we'll do is, next episode,
Who's got
Yeah.
30
we're gonna
hours to watch Molly play Mass Effect?
Next
I can take
episode-
time off of work. I got vacation.
Yeah,
Nobody
when I'm out
acknowledged
for
you
my
two.
surgery, you all are coming over
so
here.
we'll.
Fair enough.
I'm off August 20th. That's
Well, that
when
might actually work.
that's
then.
when camp ends. That's
Yeah.
when, I've got my break
Ooh.
from work. As someone who's been playing a lot of Cyberpunk lately, no, they don't. Like every single story mission, I'm like, I'm going to use this for my D&D campaign because it broke my heart, and I hope it broke theirs.
I have a
You're
really
welcome.
I have a really bad impulse as a DM, and you know, because you guys both play, all three of you play in my game, where it's like,
You don't.
you don't. I mean, you're welcome. You want to play D&D Wednesday
Yep.
nights? Cool.
Wednesday nights on Roll20.
Oh.
We'll add a 9th player.
You
Um,
can just come over to my place. I'll log you in.
Yeah.
No, that's too many people and one microphone.
I honestly don't know why
Yeah,
that
this
keeps
is
happening.
The clown!
This is not. Oh. But yeah, no, it's like all I needed you guys to do, like I have the nice big grand scope of what's going to happen in the crater, right? Why am I throwing more shit at you because you decided
You
to go
gave us some
underground?
weird, freaky chest face people.
Oh my
I don't know what the fuck you're
That
doing.
give good head.
I love the chest people, man. They're fucked up.
I want to be in this game.
Just come over to my place. I'll get you set up.
chest people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're called.
It's from mythology.
Yeah,
Greek mythology.
ancient history. Hesiod talked about like the people of India and the far countries where it's like, oh, they're not normal people. Instead, they're just a torso. They're like arms and legs and a torso, but the head is on their chest. And then, the conquistadors came over and they heard stories about people with like faces on their chest and stuff. And it's just kind of a trope of like the weirdos off the edge of the map. And so I decided to throw that in there, and I'm pretty happy with it. And they're all like,
You'd like this game. I
That's
play.
not where my head went. But
Do you wanna
I'm
see a
not
picture of
I'm
them?
not unimpressed.
you want to go into my roll 20?
Anyway.
I can't see. My problem is I can't look at your computer without going full moth mode and being like,
I like to look at the blue lines that get bigger and
Oh.
smaller.
I mean,
Anyway.
I can make the keyboard do the same thing if I wanted to.
I mean,
Apparently, I have it
yeah.
just cycling like.
Anyway.
"Look,
so
you're not an
we
epic
were-
gamer unless you got the RGBs, man."
Oh yeah, and oh my god, I love this keyboard.
The
ticket,
clicky-clackies.
the clicky clackies are so nice.
My new keyboard I got. It's a split keyboard, and it is Cherry MX Blues, which are really clicky. And I'll be. I don't know if you've heard them over the mic, but I'll be sitting there typing, and I'm finally getting decent speed at it.
Yours are like a harder clack than mine.
Yeah.
Like mine are clickies. Yours are clackies.
So
Anyway.
mine is. Oh, sorry. I was going to say real quick.
Did
Mine's
you guys have to learn how to type in school?
yes.
I took a class for it and I still chicken fat.
I've not only taken classes in computer science, but also IT science. And literally one of the first things they do is they're like, here's Mavis Beacon, sit there for 2 weeks, and if you're not good, we're kicking you out.
Not everybody shares my experience at school where like they would blacktop over the
Yeah,
keyboard and
yeah,
you had
yeah.
to memorize it.
Yeah.
I was still bad at that. I gotta play. There's a
I'm
game
still
called
chicken back.
Typing of the Dead, where it's basically
Oh,
like
yeah.
zombies are coming towards you, and it's like uterus, and you gotta type out uterus, and that kills the zombie, and then there's a swarm of them.
Does it at least say how to spell it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's like if you type it wrong, then it doesn't work, and the zombie
Anyway.
bites you. And
Anyway, so we
I
were
like to
talking
play
about
Sons of Theaters.
buying.
I don't know why I picked that word, just out of the ether. Uterus? What?
Molly, what were you saying?
I won't interrupt.
She's bringing us back
Ever
on
again.
track.
I'm bringing us back together. One, even though you all have purchased for content, nobody wants to purchase for content. At least in those microtransactions, it's a money grab at this point. Like you said, they're feeding on the gambling aspect of it.
Oh yeah, there was even there was a talk. I think it was at GDC a couple years ago. There was a talk that literally it was one of these. It was a guy who makes cell phone games, and he started the talk with, I shit thee not, the phrase, "What happens when an oil baron and a Wall Street investor get into a fight? The game developer wins."
Yeah.
And he goes through every single monetization strategy. And you know what he says about individuals like me or whoever else who only buy the story-based DLC? He's like, don't worry about them.
Yeah.
They're not who you're targeting.
Yeah.
Like, he's going on, and I think he even mentions, like, if you're worried about the morality of it, talk about that somewhere else.
Oh goodness.
And they're
All of Rob's microtransaction money now goes to OnlyFans, so don't worry about
Oh
it.
my god.
I mean, if I got like random
50
eyes
cents for
only
a nipple.
OnlyFans. Hey,
Weren't
buy
we supposed to make her guess the feet?
Oh yeah, we were supposed to do feet.
We could do it now.
No, it's late.
I have nail polish on my feet.
We were
Only,
supposed to have hairy feet today.
Look at my foot. I have hairy feet.
Do you?
I mean, I have a hairy toe.
No, you
I
don't.
think she's
I
got
have
pretty
a hairy
feet.
toe.
Done.
I think she got
I got hair on
Yeah,
my
the
toe.
hair place.
The hair plates.
You got her beat by a long shot.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but you gotta
I'm
admit,
naturally blonde, so
it's a
like
pretty
my...
elegant foot.
You got a bit of
Oh,
curvature.
yeah,
You got the thing with the your
Trim your toenails, you
What was
animal.
it you said where I need to be put into a camp?
Good
Sociopathic
God!
asshole?
because your middle toe is longer than your
Stop
big
it.
toe.
This
Oh my
is
goodness.
two.
My
Look at it.
sister has Flintstone feet where they're like squared off.
I don't know where I got this cut, but I think it was while I was hiking.
You go hiking?
Okay, well,
Hiking is the
Um,
only way you can get a date on Tinder, apparently.
Alright.
anyway, so...
Rob, give me your phone. Oh, wait, your phone's
I-
recording. Who's gonna take the pictures and make her guess?
No. I'm gonna... Let's
All right, let's.
keep that conclusion there because
All
I'm
right, let's-
kicking y'all out of my house
Wait,
so I
wait.
can wake up at...
No, we
4:30
need to do an
tomorrow.
actual outro because I'm
Okay.
sick of recording them.
Okay.
Everyone, this is Molly giving the outro.
Final thoughts. Well, I'll let you do social media because I forget what.
Well, you're running our Twitter now, so.
I don't have Twitter myself, so I have no idea what you're
Good
talking
luck.
about.
Get a Twitter,
Figure
you
it the
Okay.
fuck
fucking
out.
heathen!
So find us on YouTube. It came from the internet. Twitter. It came from the internet on Twitter.
Yes,
Okay.
ish, I think.
Did we ever make an Instagram
On
account?
onlyfeet.com
No,
under...
stop it. So no
Twitter's the
Instagram.
wild west of the internet right now, let me tell you.
Elon
What
Yeah.
else are we?
did some shit, man.
Wild out there, bro.
Ugh. Where else are we?
We're not even in places we just listed as far
You
as
can
I know.
find me at FizzyQuizler on Twitter as well.
Don't.
You can find me in a dark alley, but come armed.
Or with drugs.
You can find me in that also same dark alley, just come.
This is a father,
But-
everyone.
And you can find me under moss in a forest. Just gonna take a dirt nap.
That's dead.
That means some shit, man.
Have you seen our fucking mantelpiece? She's a morbid woman and I love her.
I have a bobcat skull.
You can find me